Good evening and welcome to the channel's studios here in London with your international news around the world in 5. Hamas says it won't negotiate on the hostages it has taken from Israel until the end of the battle. Between 100 and 150 people are being held in Gaza. Israel says it's continuing to bomb the Gaza Strip after hitting 200 targets overnight. More than 700 people have been killed by the strikes, that's according to Palestinian authorities. Earlier, Israel said the border with Gaza was secure 3 days after the Hamas attack that has killed at least 900 people.
I am deeply distressed by today's announcement that Israel will initiate a complete siege of the Gaza Strip, nothing allowed in, no electricity, food or fuel. The humanitarian situation in Gaza was extremely dire before these hostilities. Now it will only deteriorate exponentially, even in these worst of times. And perhaps especially in the most trying moments, it is vital to look to the long-term horizon and avoid irreversible action that would embolden extremists and doom any prospects for lasting peace.
The European Union has backtracked on an announcement that aid to Palestinians had been suspended in response to the attack on Israel by Hamas. The Commission issued a statement confirming it had started an urgent aid review, but that as of yet there are no suspension of payments. It's after EU countries complained the bloc's executive had overstepped the mark.
EU humanitarian aid to Palestinians in need will continue as long as needed. And it's important to recall, of course, that our humanitarian aid is never channeled through governments or authorities. It always goes through humanitarian partner organizations. These are international organizations, UN agencies or NGOs. So this is the way we implement our humanitarian aid projects.
San Francisco police have shot and killed a man who crashed his car into the Chinese Consulate. A police statement said the unidentified man was shot after officers arrived at the scene. Footage online showed a blue Honda car in the lobby and dozens of people fleeing the consulate building. A consulate statement condemned the incident, adding that it posed a serious threat to the safety of its staff and other people at the scene. Liberians are voting in a fiercely contested presidential election, with the former football star George Weah making a bid for a second term. His main challenger is the former Deputy President Joseph Boakai. Mr. Boakai has waged his campaign under the slogan Rescue, arguing that the West African state went downhill during Mr. Weah's first 6 years in office.
And I've asked them for a second term, that's why I came to vote and that's why they are here.
But Mr. Weah is confident of victory, saying that he has kept Liberia stable and has improved education. This will be the first time that a generation of young voters born in peacetime Liberia will vote for a president. The military junta in Niger says the withdrawal of French troops from its territory has begun. There have been tensions between the two countries since a coup in July overthrew the democratically elected president and French ally Mohamed Bazoum. The junta said they would be escorting the first convoy of French soldiers out of the country. It's not clear how they'll be leaving. Land borders with neighbouring Benin and Nigeria to the south are still closed, but others with Mali, Burkina Faso and Chad, which are also under military rule, remain open. And the British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak has boasted that the UK does it better than anyone else when it comes to hosting sporting tournaments, as the UK and Ireland were announced as joint hosts for the 2028 European Championships.
We're going to hold this again here. Right.
Sunak was visiting the England team ahead of their friendly with Australia on Friday, where he was presented with an England shirt from the team captain Harry Kane. Euro 2028 will be the largest major sporting event the UK and Ireland have ever jointly staged.
Well, it's fantastic to be here at St George's Park to celebrate the great news that the UK and Ireland have been chosen to host the Men's Euros in 2028. I grew up with Euro 96 being one of the most amazing memories of my childhood, and we have a chance to do that all over again for lots more people, just like we did last year with the Lionesses. We host tournaments better than anyone else. It's going to be a massive boost for the economy. We're going to welcome millions of people to the country, and it's going to inspire a whole new generation. So it's great news, and it was great to be here with the team and Gareth to celebrate.
And that's your international news around the world in 5. Now back to the channel's studios in Lagos.